Welcome to Resting Binge Face, where two friends binge watch seasons of Game of Thrones and we talk about it. I'm Adam McCoy.
And I'm Amanda Kathleen. Adam and I work in TV. We watch a lot of TV. If we needed someone to fight for us in a trial by combat, we would pick TV. TV would help us win.
It has no weaknesses.
No. This week we are binging Game of Thrones Season 4. Or I guess re-binging.
Yes.
I should say.
For the purposes of this, we binged it again.
We binged it again for our preparation for Season 8.
A very exciting season.
This is my favorite season. It's a great season. It has some good things.
There's a lot that you think about iconic things in Game of Thrones that happen in this season.
Yeah. There's a lot that happened in this season.
Short of the Red Wedding.
Right.
Probably most of the things, like iconic things that stick in my mind, happened in the season.
Right. Well,
so,
this is
a lot.
This is the last season. This is the last season you're going to enjoy until for a couple.
That's a bold statement.
Because like the next season is going to be, it's going to be a little sad.
Oh yeah, some stuff happens.
Yeah.
So this is this is the last bit of joy.
Yeah.
In Game of Thrones for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next season's going to be rough. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I like it. It's like right before
everything goes.
It's like riding a roller coaster where you go all the way up and you're like, wow, look at all the views. This is amazing. It's
then
like right
hits.
before the drop.
Okay, all right. I get that.
So Adam has some light knowledge to drop before we get into the discussion.
Yeah, I'll be dropping a little bit of differences between the books and the series. But I just want to start with two that I thought were interesting. One of them is that after the season 4 finale of Game of Thrones, the Queen of England visited the set and walked around.
Of course she did.
But she did not sit on the Iron Throne.
Well, it's not as good as her throne.
No, it's not as comfortable.
It's a peasant throne.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to sit on that.
She has a real one at home. Why would she sit on a prop? So that was interesting. I guess she's a fan of the show, or someone's like, hey, it's good PR
well,
for you.
I think the royal family in general likes
TV?
Yeah, I think they like film and TV.
They should be on the podcast.
I'll send her a letter.
Yeah, set that up.
Yeah, I'll send a raven over.
There we go. Perfect. All right, and so one other thing is that in the wedding episode, the second episode of the season, there are little people who do a fake battle to mock Tyrion.
War that was happening in season 2.
So in the book, it's actually just 2.
Or season 3.
Yeah, season 3.
Yeah.
In the book, there were actually just 2.
Oh, there's only 2?
One of them rides a hog, a pig, and one of them rides a dog, and they joust. That's what it is.
Oh.
And the show creators actually wanted that to happen. They tried to get it to happen, but they were informed that would be considered animal cruelty and illegal.
Oh, yeah,
So let's not do that. But they really wanted to do it.
Right.
But they couldn't. So that's just some interesting behind the scenes.
I think what they picked was a lot worse.
Yeah, it was worse.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
So there you go. Ride a dog or a pig.
And
it's illegal.
I think the pig may be okay. I think the point is that if you put a little person on a dog, it would crush the dog. Like, you can't.
Yeah. I mean,
unless it was a greyhound, I guess.
A greyhound would be even the worst. They have little piddly legs. Like a St. Bernard.
St. Bernard.
Irish Wolfhound. That's what you would get. Irish Wolfhound. Big shaggy dog. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hardy stock.
Hardy stock. Like in Labyrinth.
Yeah, there you go. Just like that. We're just going to puppet one.
So we're getting into the recap. I'm not going to say spoilers because this is just a recap. And if you haven't watched it this far, you're not going to. So come along with us. We'll take you on a journey through season 4.
Hop aboard.
Hop aboard. Let's get this recap started.
So we're going to start in the most central part of the area in King's Landing, right?
King's Landing.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening in King's Landing that sprout out to other things happening this season. So, first up, we're getting ready for a wedding.
Aww.
Between Joffrey and Marjorie. They're gonna get married.
Making lots of food that they shouldn't be serving because they're peasants who are starving, but it's going to be a huge deal.
It's gonna be a huge
deal.
deal.
The best wedding anyone has ever seen.
It's gonna be fantastic. Everyone will be there. Even the Martells this season are coming on over from Dorne, which we've never been to in the whole 4 seasons.
It's a whole different group of people. They live different lifestyles than King's Landing.
Live different lifestyles. They're coming over. They think the prince is coming over. Mm-hmm. The Prince of Dorne.
But he has gout.
But he's enjoying himself too much, and he got gout. So he sends his brother, Oberyn.
Oberyn, yes.
Okay, I want to make sure I said
The
that right.
Viper.
The Viper. So he comes by. Tyrion goes to greet him. His father sent him to go greet him. And of course, he's not there because he came early.
And where did he go?
He went to the brothel.
They're all about having fun.
Hanging out at the brothel with his lady wife.
They have a very open relationship.
They have a very open relationship. They are in the brothel hanging out with girls and dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them enjoying both sexes. They're just having a good time.
And they're all about just living life to the fullest.
Yeah. I feel like that's the Martell way, right? Just
Yeah, I
live
think
life
so.
to the fullest.
All the time.
Because you might die.
You might get killed. So just live it up.
So his lady is Arya. I wonder if I said that right. Her last name is Sand, so she's the Sand family. Which we'll meet them soon in the
Now wait,
upcoming.
are they not called Sand if that's their bastard name? Is that the actual given name? You have
don't know.
Snow. I thought.
You think Sand is
I
the
think
bastard
Sand means
name
that it's a bastard name.
in the desert
I think
land
so.
of Dorne? I don't think it's a desert. I just think it's like
It's just got a lot of sand there, but
they have a lot of sand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that's what it was. Like you have snow for the.
For the north.
Mm-hmm.
And then down south you have sand.
You have sand. What's the other one? The iron. What's the name of an ironborn bastard?
I have no idea.
They all relate to where they're at. It's very like we'll just make it easy.
If you know,
Please
let
comment.
us know. So I guess she's not royalty or anything. She's
This is a
just
lady.
his mate.
Mm-hmm.
So they're hanging out there. Tyrion finds him.
But then he lets it slip to Tyrion while he's really there, right?
Right. He's looking for the mountain.
A little revenge for his sister.
For his sister. Supposedly the mountain killed her 2 children and then raped her.
Raped her. In the book, they listed as split her in half.
Oh, God.
So
I mean, he's supposed to be a giant man, so.
she was married to Rhaegar Targaryen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's who his sister is. So they're actually Targaryen children.
They were actually Targaryen children.
Targaryen children.
They killed them when Robert Baratheon stormed King's Landing
And took over.
from the Targaryens.
And Oberyn has a hint that Tywin had something to do with sending him over there to do the deed.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's there for revenge.
there's a nice warm moment between
Right.
Tyrion and Oberyn, him knowing that he's accusing his father of doing that.
Right.
So they're back for the wedding. Everyone's getting excited. In the meantime,
Mm-hmm.
we see that Tywin is melting down Ned Stark's old sword,
Oh.
and the arrogance of Ned to need such a giant sword. They were able to get 2 swords
They
from
did. They
Valyrian
got
steel out of it.
2.
One was given to Jaime, and one is given to Joffrey.
Yes.
A smaller one to Joffrey, because
Smaller
he doesn't need a full-size
It's
sword.
it's for his wedding, you
Yeah.
know. He's getting married. Jamie's like, this is great, but he's like missing a hand.
Oh, how am I going to use
How
this?
am I gonna use this? And Tywin's like, you're not. You're gonna go home.
You're going
and,
to get
like, marry
married,
some girl.
take this sword,
Yeah.
and you're going to rule. He's like, nope, I'm sticking around here. I'm not marrying anybody. I don't care about the Lannister name.
No.
I love my sister. Creepy.
Tywin's just like, he's over his children at this point. Like, he's like, okay, whatever. You guys
Talk
can do
about
whatever you
a
guys
hard
gonna do.
dad to please.
I know, right?
So what if I'm into my sister and I don't want to get married? Like, give me a break,
God.
Dad.
Just let me be, Dad. Jeez. There's some moments of, like, Joffrey being a dick,
Of course.
of course. Sansa still won't talk to Tyrion, really,
Mm-hmm.
because of what happened to her brother.
Still upset about that.
Still upset about that. Shay is still upset that Tyrion married Sansa.
Mm-hmm. Totally his idea. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't. He was
Wait,
forced
no.
to. Okay. Yep.
Marjorie's dad comes in for the wedding.
The fool that he is.
The fool that he is. So we have all the Tyrells there.
Mm-hmm.
We got Grandma Tyrell, which I wrote her name down today. Olena.
Alina. I like Granny Tyrell better.
You like Granny Tyrell
Mhm,
better?
yeah.
Granny Tyrell doing great dialogue stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So at one point, Sansa's walking through the garden, and she hears somebody walking behind her. She's like running real fast. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna get killed! I'm gonna get killed! I'm gonna get killed!" And then she gets, like, trapped in a corner. And then who's there? The fool guy
Just that drunken fool that she saved.
that she saved back in, like, season 2. He's like, thanks for saving me. Have my mom's necklace. I'll never have children.
You take
You
it.
should take it.
Just keep it and don't ask any questions.
Yeah, don't even do it. She's like, well, okay. I'll wear it, whatever. And I can't remember anything that happens before the wedding.
Yeah,
Is that it?
That's kind of it.
Okay. And now it's wedding day.
Woohoo!
So they get married. They go back. They're having a feast outside.
Like a big pigeon pie.
Big pigeon pie. Not yet, but like, yeah. Joffrey's being a dick, of course.
Making fun of his uncle.
Making fun of his uncle.
Wants him to be his cupbearer.
Fun fact: the band that's playing in that scene is
21 Pilots?
no,
Oh, okay.
it's the Icelandic band Sigarus.
Oh.
I can never say it correctly, but they
I
got to
wouldn't
be a
know
part
if you
of
were
it.
mispronouncing it or not, but that's interesting.
Yeah, so they got to be a part of Game
Cool.
of Thrones.
It's better than when Ed Sheeran makes an appearance later.
Ugh,
Jeez.
it's like, why even cast him? He's a big fan though, so I don't think he gave a shit about what he did. He could have just been in the background like Alfred Hitchcock and no one would have cared.
Waving.
Yeah,
Smiling really big, like, I'm in the show.
he would have been real happy about that.
Yeah.
So they're at the wedding. Joffrey's taking off Tyrion. Tyrion's just trying to like avoid everything.
Mm-hmm. That's when they bring out the
little
people battle.
The little people battle. Obviously, he did it to like poke fun at his uncle.
Yeah. Well, and with this version also sounds like because they mimic
They mimic Robb
Robb
Stark
being
and how he died.
killed. Yeah. Fucking a wolf or something like that. A wolf head. I don't know. The whole thing was.
I think it was
Bizarre.
little Joffrey
That's right. That's what it was.
having sex with the wolf head, which represents Robb. So they have everyone. There's like little Joffrey, little Robb, little Greyjoy,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
little Stannis, and then little Renly.
That's right.
And of
oh
course,
yeah.
little Renly has his pants pulled down
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because he likes dudes.
And we all know that if your pants are down, you like dudes.
Of course. Even Brienne's at the wedding. So Brienne's there hanging out, and Cersei's like, bitch, I don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting too close to my brother. And so I think at that point, Brienne's like,
I don't want to be
I
here.
don't want to be here. she's
Yeah.
like, please leave me alone.
Fun fact
Fun fact.
in the book:
Mm-hmm.
Jaime and Brienne don't come until after the wedding. They're not there for the wedding at all. And
Oh.
Cersei and Brienne never interact at all.
Really?
Yep.
So that was an on the cuff moment, I guess.
It makes it more. I mean, it's more interesting. You got to
Right.
condense this stuff and get people interested. But those two never meet.
No. Granny Tyrell's over there talking to Sansa.
What a beautiful necklace!
What a beautiful necklace.
The better to kill you with, my darling.
And then Joffrey, of course, is talking shit about Tyrion. Makes him his cupbearer.
Mm-hmm.
They bring the pie out. He's like, oh yeah, pie. Cuts it
I'm
open.
gonna be a man and cut this pie.
Slices it open, birds fly out. It's a gigantic pie, by the way. It's huge. And then he's like, Tyrion and Sansa go to leave because they're over it. They're like, we're done with this nonsense. And he's like, whoa, where are you going? I need my cup poured. And Tyrion's like, all right, fine. He walks over there and pours it. And he drinks out of it. And
Yes,
he's like,
yes, And then,
and then he can't. He can't.
oh, he's choking, and his face turns purple. And
He
his-
falls down on the
Yeah.
ground. He's like, Caesaring.
seizing.
Seizing.
Everybody's freaking out.
Everyone's freaking out. Cersei's going crazy.
My son.
My son. And she immediately points it to Tyrion.
Yeah.
You killed him. And he's like, bitch, I didn't even want to be his cupbearer.
I didn't want to be here.
How the fuck did I kill him?
And then he dies.
And then Joffrey dies.
Woohoo!
Finally.
Everyone cheers.
Thank the Lord.
The villagers rejoice.
Ugh. Marjorie's rejoicing right now. She's like,
Mhm.
thank God I didn't have to have sex with that crazy ass.
I much prefer his much younger brother. Oh wait,
Oh, wait, not yet. At this point, while this whole crazy thing was happening, the fool grabs Sansa and's like, come with me. So he takes Sansa throughout the whole city. down.
We're
to
gonna
the
get out of
water,
here.
Puts
Takes
her
her,
on a boat.
it takes her up to a ship.
And guess who's at the ship?
Peter.
Peter Baelish
Creepy Uncle Peter.
came to save Sansa. I came to save you, Sansa.
I'm the uncle you want to be your father. I don't know.
I'm your uncle, but I want to be your husband.
Yeah.
So he's there. He explains to Sansa that
It was all a
it
plan.
was all a plan.
Mm-hmm.
They planned to kill Joffrey.
Now we're gonna go back to the Vale. We'll get you out of here.
Yes. And then he kills a fool.
He kills that fool.
Kills that fool. Get the fuck out of here. So Tyrion's in jail. Sansa's on her way to the Vale. Everyone's trying to look for Sansa.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point...
Because she's an accomplice at this point.
She's an accomplice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Cersei 100% believes that she's an accomplice.
Yeah.
So at this point, Brienne's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta go find Sansa.
Mm-hmm.
So while Tyrion's in jail, he tells Podrick, he's like, look, you were my right-hand man. You were my squire. If they're gonna want information out of you, they're gonna kill you.
Yeah, you better get out of here.
You gotta get out of here. So he tells Podrick to go. And Bronn hooks him up with Brienne because Bronn's been training Jaime with his left hand.
One-handed Jaime.
One-handed Jaime. And she does not want Podrick to go with her.
No.
She's like,
I don't need
I'm
it.
I'm an independent woman. I don't need no squire. I'm
All you
good."
ladies who independent, that's me.
That's me. And Jaime basically has to talk her into taking Podrick.
He's like, look, I'll give you this Valyrian steel sword and my armor if you just take the kid.
just do it.
Just do it. No, he gives her his armor and his Valyrian steel sword, and they go on their way. Go find Sansa, fulfill your promise to Cat,
Right.
and they're on their way.
Yes. Because they're BFFs.
Yeah,
Jaime and Brienne are
they're
BFFs.
like this. You can't see it, but my fingers are crossed, just like that.
So, of course, he wants her to get out because there's going to be trouble. Tyrion wants Podrick to get out. There's going to be trouble. So they go. And then they hold a trial for Tyrion, which is the saddest trial I've ever seen. Tormund is now King of King's Landing.
Yes, the baby king.
Baby King. Oh, before this, we should go into when Joffrey's body is in the crypt or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And Cersei and Jaime have this moment of, like, they're just talking about their son, Joffrey. And, like, Jaime forces himself onto Cersei.
Yeah, really puts him in the mood to be over his dead son,
Right.
nephew.
Well, I remember when that episode came out, everyone was very upset because they were like, this doesn't even happen in the book.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but, like, I get it. Rape. It happened in the Middle Ages.
Yeah. By one-handed men.
By anybody.
Yeah.
That should have happened. Learn history and don't repeat it. But also, like, Cersei's been kind of, like, a bitch to him since he got back. He didn't even do anything.
Yeah, the very, very first, like, I think the first 10 minutes of the episode, whenever they have their interaction, she's just, like, horrible to him.
Ugh, she's just like, why did you even come back? You
Yeah.
should have never came back.
You're
I hate
useless.
you. You left me here to die. And he's like, what are you talking about? I was prisoner. I was trying to get back to you.
I didn't choose to do this.
I didn't choose to do this. My
Yeah.
hand got fucking cut off. She was being a total bitch.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of like a, stop being a bitch to me. Love me. I'm your
Yeah.
brother.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a rough scene.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, people shouldn't get too upset about it. I wonder if the book lovers got really... If you were really upset, let me know.
Because they just added that in the show.
Right,
Yeah.
like it wasn't there.
They're used to things being omitted from the book, but just
Right.
to add something,
Well, to add it, but to be, like, totally...
to change his character a bit,
Yeah.
to do that, yeah.
To be totally outlandish, like that whole scene.
Mm-hmm.
They're very upset about it.
I mean, and in all honesty, though, it's the only, like, really, for the past and for the future, the only part where you don't like Jaime. Like, and everything else he does is like, oh, he's this guy. Maybe they did it to kind of keep
Right.
you on the edge of...
Like, don't forget.
He's not the hero of the show, guys.
Right.
He still does bad
He
things.
still does. Yeah. That could possibly be it.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah. Anyways, Tom is king. He appoints Tywin Lannister as one of the judges. He recuses himself
Mm-hmm.
from being
On the
on the panel because Tywin has Tommen wrapped around his little finger.
Mm-hmm.
But Tommen is pretty smart though.
Yeah, and he's not
Like, he
mean
knows,
or
yeah.
whatever like Joffrey was.
Yeah,
He's a good kid.
he's a good kid.
He
He's,
got
like,
he got the
young.
good on that coin flip.
Yeah,
got the
he was a
end.
good one.
Mhm, yeah.
So it's judging Tyrion as his dad Tywin,
Oberyn.
Oberyn, and then Marjorie's dad.
Ooh. I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Tyrell, dude. I'm gonna call him Papa Tyrell.
Papa Tyrell and Granny Tyrell. Okay, that makes sense.
So those are the three, and they do the whole process. Of course, Cersei's like,
Then everybody comes in and be like, yeah, Tyrion's a dick.
yeah,
I'm sure he did it.
Cersei's got mad. She's the attorney general at this point of what's going down.
Yeah.
She's got mad witnesses.
Even his secret lover comes to testify against
Oh,
him.
no.
Yeah.
They found Shay. In the beginning, he tries to send Shay off. Like, look, you gotta go. Shit's gonna go down. Before the wedding.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't know
Yeah.
that. He meant, like, shit's gonna go down.
It's going to get bad. Just go. I don't want anything to happen to you because I care about you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I guess she didn't make it because here she is.
Here she is testifying.
Testifying that he plotted Joffrey's death. Him and Sansa.
And that does not make Tyrion happy.
No.
Mm-mm.
Tyrion goes off on, like, the best speech
It's
ever.
a great one. You're just like,
He's like-
yes.
He's like the angry.
You can't handle the
man.
truth.
Jack Nicholson.
Handles
up
his
in here.
inner Jack Nicholson and gives a great speech.
Yeah. So basically, he's like, I'm the monster you think I am, but I didn't do that.
Yeah. I'm guilty of being this person you think I am, but
Right.
not of doing that. Yeah.
So before that happens, Jaime has a talk with Tywin and it's like, look, like, stop this nonsense. Tyrion didn't do it. I've been to the dungeon. I've been talking to him. He didn't do it. He's my
Spare
brother.
his life.
Yes. And I'll go.
I'll do what you want.
I'll go find a woman.
Marry someone who's not my
her.
sister.
Yeah.
Weird. And reclaim the Lannister land and give you some heirs,
Yeah. And,
essentially.
and Tywin's like, okay, if he behaves, we'll do it.
Yeah.
So of course, after his tirade,
Screw this. I want trial by combat.
ugh, Tyrion
Mm-hmm.
going back to that trial by combat.
Yep.
He goes to Jaime, and Jaime's like, dude, I got one hand.
And that's my bad hand.
It's my bad hand. And he's like, but we could go down together. And Jaime's like, that's not in my plans, dude.
Yeah. So then he's like, Bronn, he's saved me
He'll
before.
save me.
I'll go to him.
I'll go to, yeah. And Bronn's like, I got a lady now. He's like, damn it.
Yeah.
He's like, but I'll give you money. And he's like, yeah, but does it come with a lady? And he's like, no. And he's like, sorry. Dude.
So his future's
He's
not
out of
looking
luck.
great
Yeah,
right now.
so he's pretty much going to fight Cersei's pick, who is
The Mountain.
the Mountain.
That'd have been
So,
a great fight scene.
that's what I
Tyrion
would've
and the
thought.
Mountain. Yeah.
I would
No,
have thought that
it would
would
have lasted
great.
like 4 seconds. It would have been. It
Ugh.
would, yeah.
He's little. He could have, like, dodged him, like, here or
Mhm.
there. So all of a sudden, who walks into his dungeon room?
The great
Oberyn.
sand viper himself. I will fight for you to get revenge for my family.
He's like, oh, you have to fight the Mountain? I want to kill the Mountain.
Perfect.
Perfect timing.
Win-win. So then Tyrion gets like, yeah, hey, this could
You're
work.
like, okay, yeah,
You're
all right.
like awesome, right?
Right?
You never lose.
No.
Yeah.
So the day comes. Trial by combat day.
Everyone's
his lady, sand lady, was like, please.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. And he's like, no, woman, I got it. It's cool. I'm Oberyn.
Haven't
the
you seen how
viper.
cool I am with this spear? Yeah.
So he fights the Mountain.
Mountain.
It's one of the greatest.
It's a great fight scene.
Fight
Him with this
scenes.
long spear, not much armor, so he can move around quickly.
Right.
The Mountain,
Who is like
aptly named the Mountain.
gigantic
Then
thing.
the
You see him earlier, like, training for it, and he's
yeah.
just, like,
This
killing
is the
dudes.
first season that man is cast, right? The Nordic
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. So they
They've had 3 different versions
yes,
of the
they've had 3
of,
different versions
of the Mountain, and they really hit the nail on the head with this one.
Yeah,
that
he's
guy is a
gigantic.
monster.
Yeah.
He's, I think, the 3rd year, the world's strongest man. He actually has won, and he's just a giant
He
of a
is.
man.
He's a big dude.
I don't think he can act. I mean, speaking lines aren't his forte.
No.
But for physical,
Yeah.
intimidation.
But also he has a
very thick
helmet
accent.
on.
Yeah.
the entire time, except for when he's training. That's a brutal scene too. Cersei's just watching him like
Yeah, she's like,
tear
yes,
dudes
do
apart.
it. Do it.
So Viper's fighting the mountain. He gets slashes him down. The mountain's on the ground.
Yeah,
And
there's a back and forth, but then he eventually cuts his heel, gets him down, stabs him right in the chest.
Ugh. He's like basically gone, and like
And Tyrion's like, it's gonna happen.
it's happening.
Yeah.
I'm gonna win
I'm
again.
gonna live. And he tries to get the mountain to admit
Confess.
that Tywin was the one who did it. Like,
Right.
Who gave you the
ordered
order?
you?
Who gave you the order? And then all of a sudden,
Gets a second win, man.
knocks the leg out from under the Viper,
Ugh.
rolls over,
Ugh.
and just crushes his face. Punches him in the mouth. All of his teeth come out of his
Oh
mouth.
god.
Punches him, and he admits that, yes, I did rape your sister
Ugh.
and murdered your
Nieces and
nieces and
nephew.
nephews.
Ugh.
And just crushes his head like a
Ugh.
grape. Yeah.
And then Lady Sand is like, "Ah!" And
I
then
love Tyrion's look.
face
It's
is
just like,
just
shit.
God damn it.
Did that just happen? Yeah.
You almost had him.
You should have just kept going.
He should have.
Just kept stabbing him, but he didn't.
So hindsight, kids, don't gloat until you know they're dead.
Finish the job. Finish him.
Finish him.
Yeah. So,
So
all right.
Tyrion's
Tywin's like, now I can't do anything.
like,
He's
oh,
got to die.
He's gonna die now. So Tyrion's set to die in the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Late at night, the door opens. It's
21
Jaime.
pilots. No.
Jaime's there. He got him a way out. He's like, come on.
We'll free you. Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah. So he gets him he goes to the underground layers.
All the tunnels
all the
and
tunnels.
stuff in
He
the
gets
castle.
Towards the end, and he's like, okay, Varys is waiting for you at the door.
Just go that way and meet Varys.
Yeah.
Don't
That's all
do
you gotta
anything
do.
else.
You just gotta walk up to them steps.
Mm-hmm.
Just go see Varys. And Tyrion's like, okay. So he leaves him. And then Tyrion's like, I got some unfinished business. So he goes to where? His dad's room.
Mm-hmm.
Room? Lair? I'm gonna say lair.
Lair, yeah.
Tywin's lair. And he gets there, and then who does he see in Tywin's bed?
Shay is in Tywin's bed.
Shay!
And she's like,
the love of his life.
my mighty lion. She's talking to
She's talking to Tywin.
Tywin, looking for that. And that's like a slap in the face. And Tyrion can't handle it.
No, he goes crazy, jumps on the bed,
Grabs her necklace and
grabs her necklace.
just strangles her.
Ugh. He's like crying the entire time.
Yeah. That's a hard scene to watch.
It's a hard scene to watch. And so he grabs the crossbow.
He's going to go on a hunt.
He's going on a hunt. Walks his way down to the privy.
Finds his dad on the
Finds his dad
shitter.
sitting on the toilet.
And Tywin's being a real dick to him.
Tywin's just being Tywin. Like he thinks that Tyrion's not gonna kill. Like he's like, this child loves me, even though I don't love him
Yeah.
at all. So he's not gonna do it. So that's how he's treating Tyrion. And he keeps calling Shay a whore, and then he's like, don't. And he's like, don't
Say that
again.
one more time.
And he says it again, and then boom,
Shoots him. Yep.
shoots him, and then he like. says
Even still,
something
then
else.
he's like, you're still not going to kill me. It's kind of like
Right.
that whole, like, yeah, you shot me once, but you don't have the balls to do it again.
And then boom, shoots
Yeah.
him again.
Mhm.
So now he's dead on the toilet. And
Then he's like, oh, that mission's accomplished. Let me go meet Varys.
let's go. And then Varys opens the door and he goes, what have you done? But like, how does Varys know that he did anything? Was it he been waiting there for a
He
while?
can read it in his eyes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he takes Tyrion and puts him in a little box.
And they smuggle him out.
They smuggle him out, and Varys goes with them.
Yep.
Because Varys is like, I can't stay here anymore.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah, yep.
So pretty much, Tyrion escapes. Varys goes with him. Tywin's now dead.
Mm-hmm.
Tommen is king. Tommen will probably marry Marjorie
Mm-hmm.
because Cersei told Marjorie, like, look,
We still need our houses united.
Right.
Just marry the little boy.
right, like, but like, watch over him or something.
Mhm, yeah.
Jaime and Cersei are just hanging out. We don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And
But Jaime's living with the guilt that he knows he released Tyrion.
yeah. So that's what's the end of King's Landing. That's pretty much everything
Yes.
that happens.
Mhm.
So it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah,
in King's
it's a
Landing.
lot. I mean,
Yeah.
Tyrion's dead. Or,
Tyrion-
I'm sorry,
Tywin.
Tywin's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Joffrey's dead.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks Tyrion killed Joffrey, but
Right.
they don't even know yet that Tyrion killed Tywin.
Nope.
So one side note that was not in the show
Mm-hmm.
that I think is really important Jaime, when he goes to meet Tyrion
Uh-huh.
in the dungeon
Mhm.
and to let him go, he's having this talk with him, and he reveals Tyrion's first wife. Remember the first wife
The
that he
other
had?
prostitute.
The prostitute that he married, and then his father said, you can't do that.
Right.
Turns out she really wasn't a prostitute.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was not actually a prostitute. She, he did love her. She actually did like him. It was just this thing.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know. And so Jaime knew about this, and when Tywin was like, you can't marry a lowborn, so he made up this ruse about her being a prostitute, and then essentially had all of the men in the room rape her in front of Tyrion.
No.
And then threw her a bag of gold when she was finished. And that's what scarred Tyrion for life.
Oh, God.
And Jaime knew it the whole time that it was actually... So in that scene, in the book, he's like, fuck you.
Oh, God.
Now I'm going to go kill my dad.
Oh, well, that makes more sense. The way he wants to kill his dad. But, I mean, who doesn't want to kill Tywin?
Yeah. So that was a pretty big part that was left out. Another one that kind of... And Jaime's being honest. He's like, look, I got to tell you this.
Right.
So that was a pretty intense moment.
I would say that Tyrion and Jaime have nice moments in this season.
Yeah. And I think they want to keep that maybe for the TV show, and they don't. They probably won't bring that part ever in the TV show.
No, because they barely touch on his first wife anyway. I wonder how Jaime will feel next season.
Yeah,
we'll see. So that brings us to Sansa on the ship to Vale. Sansa's going to Vale.
Mm-hmm. Not to ski, not that Vale.
Nope. She gets there with Littlefinger, and he's like, "Don't tell anybody you're Sansa. Like, keep it on the DL.
Mm-hmm. You'll be my niece.
You'll be my niece. We'll just say that." So they get to the Vale, and he sees Lysa.
Crazy Lysa.
Crazy Lysa. And she's like all over him.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Hello, child." And she's like, "Oh, hi." She's like, "I know who you are.
You can be honest with me.
I help you escape." She's like, "Oh, great. Thank you, Aunt."
Now it's going to be happy and gumdrops everywhere.
He's like, "I'm so glad I'm not at King's Landing." And then Lysa wants to marry Littlefinger right away. Because she's
really into him.
With him. She digs him. So they have this little moment where she's like, "I did everything for you. I poisoned my husband." What?
Yeah. So it was all his idea to kill.
Sent that letter to Catelyn about the Lannisters. I set this whole thing up for you because I love you.
Love you.
I've loved you ever since I've known you.
I'm not crazy, I swear.
I'm not crazy. And so he's like, "All right, shut up. I'll marry you right now. Let's do this."
And then we're going to have incredibly loud sex
Oh
and
my
really
God.
freak out Sansa.
Sansa's like, "No." And then Lysa thinks Sansa's with
Wait a
Littlefinger.
second. Do you have a thing with him?
Yeah. She's like, she looks too much like her sister. She's
Kat,
too
who is
beautiful.
Peter's
But
love.
true love,
Mhm.
yeah. So she like scars Sansa. She's like, "You whore, you gave it up to him." She's like, "No, I promise.
I didn't.
Promise." So she crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently Sansa's gonna marry her
Cousin. Yeah.
Robin. It's
better than a brother.
Son. Yeah, but
still.
Robin's not all there.
Yeah. He's just as crazy as his mom.
Yeah.
He's a sickly child.
He's super crazy. Lysa's crazy. Littlefinger, I think, does his little tricks to Sansa. Like, he goes out to the courtyard and explains to Sansa.
Yeah.
He's always loved Catelyn, and he sees her as a daughter, and then he kisses her.
Yeah, that's not
Like,
creepy at all.
gross.
And that's what she sees.
And she
right?
sees.
That's when she's like,
Obviously,
lots
he
of-
did that for a reason.
She's going crazy.
She going crazy. So Sansa's hanging out by the
By the moon door.
moon door,
Just happened to be hanging out here.
which is that floor opening.
Down, plummeting down
plummeting
thousands
down.
of feet down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're just she's just looking out this door in the floor.
And Lysa snaps.
Lysa goes crazy on Sansa, like
Yeah,
almost
pulls
throws her
hair.
down.
And
And then Littlefinger comes and like,
what's going on in here?
it's like, "Calm down, Lysa."
You know I've only loved one person my whole life. Not you, your sister. Push. And she dies.
But her face is great. He's like, "You know I've only loved one woman."
Yeah?
She's like, "Uh-huh, uh-huh. Your sister." and
Yeah.
then
Oh, yeah.
he
Mm.
pushes her down. And of course, there's a mini trial. They want to blame Littlefinger
Mm-hmm.
for killing her. Like, oh, you just came and like got married and then threw her off the moon door.
And then this is where Sansa starts to turn.
Sansa starts
She's
to
like, you
get
know what? I
real
can put on an
crafty.
act. And she starts crying. I'm really a Stark, and this is it.
Well,
she was my aunt, and
What's great about the speech is that technically she tells the truth the entire time.
yeah, she just leaves out a
she knows what she's doing
Yeah.
now. She's like, I'm gonna tell all the truth and just kind of say it in a way.
yeah. She lays it on thick.
Yeah,
You poor child.
you poor child.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So of course Sansa basically says Lysa was crazy,
Yeah.
was gonna throw me, and then Littlefinger saved me.
Save me.
Yeah. And one of the guys that's in the council, there's 3 people in the room, but one of the guys served her father. So when she announces that she is Sansa Stark, he's kind of like, oh, well, the Starks never lie.
Yeah.
like he knows that they're noble.
Yeah.
So they believe her,
Yep. As they should.
as they should.
Because she never lies.
Yeah. And so at the end, they're getting ready to take Robin somewhere to like Prince boot camp or something.
Yeah. You need to man up.
You need to man up,
Yeah.
son.
You're gonna be running this big army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're gonna take him to Prince boot camp, and Sansa comes down the steps with new dark hair. color.
Dark. Yes. In a black
This is a
dress.
new
Yeah.
Sansa hair.
It's a new me.
She's a teenage rebellion.
That's
right.
right.
now. She's got her dark hair.
I only listen to grunge, and I'm dyeing my hair.
I listen to punk rock, and I don't listen to Authority anymore. So
That's right.
let's do this.
So the birth of a new Sansa.
The birth of a new Sansa. So that's where Sansa leaves off at the end of season 4. And that leads us to Brienne and Podrick.
Do 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 do.
They don't really have a theme song.
Not as good as Arya and the Hound, but still good in
They're
their own way.
okay.
No, they have a good dynamic. I like the dynamic.
They have a good dynamic. I think in season 5, it's like peak Podrick and Brienne.
Yeah,
I think.
she
Like,
kind of
she
sees a
kinda
little
warms
bit of
up
like,
to him.
okay,
Mhm.
he's just trying, and
Right.
I understand what it's like to not be taken seriously.
Right.
So
So basically, they're on the hunt for Sansa.
yeah,
And Podrick's doing terribly as a squire or as a knight in general.
yeah,
And Brienne realizes that he's not there to bug her, that he actually wants to learn. So
Mhm.
she's like, all right, fine. Let's do this. I'll show you. So they travel all the way up to the Vale because they think that Sansa's going to go
mm-hmm.
to go see her aunt. That's the only plausible answer at the moment. So then they're heading up north and they stop at this pub. What is
Yeah.
this? Inn? It's an inn.
It's an
right?
inn. And who's there?
Your favorite character.
Hot Pie.
Hot Pie. And-
He's doing a much better job of baking bread now.
oh, yeah.
Mhm,
He's
yeah.
definitely got it down. He serves them, and of course he like goes on. And Brienne just wants to eat her food. She's like, "Come on, dude, stop
Hey,
talking."
Shut up, man.
And then he asks them why they're there, and she's like, "Oh, we're looking for someone." She's like, "Oh, who are you looking for? I can tell you.
Maybe I know.
Maybe I know." And she's like, "Well, I'm looking for Sansa Stark." Blah blah blah. And he's like, "Oh, Stark? I don't know anybody by that name.
Sure.
I'm gonna shut up now," and leaves.
Yeah.
And then they're getting ready to go, and who comes running out? Hot Pie. And he's like,
Wait,
wait, I know something.
there's another star.
I haven't seen Sansa, but I know Arya. And then Brienne's like, wait a minute, Arya's supposed to be dead.
She's still alive?
She alive? And he's like, yeah, she's alive. She was headed up with the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
They probably went to go sell her to the aunt or whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure. Maybe you can
I'm sure
find
that's
yeah.
it. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. So they're still headed to the Vale.
Mhm.
They're like, all right, let's go. Arya's got to be around. We're going to get Sansa. It's going to be great.
Everything's working out.
Everything's working out.
Everything's coming up aces.
Yes. So, speaking of Arya and the Hound, they're just traveling. They're doing their travel things.
Riding on one horse together.
Ride on one horse. Then they get another horse because, they kind of like kill some people in an inn. Maybe some King's Landing people.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the dude that stole her sword.
Yeah, maybe she gets Needle back.
Maybe she gets Needle
Maybe
back.
she kills him in the same way that he killed her friend.
Yeah.
A little boy. Right to the throat.
Oh, that was
And this
a good
is when
scene.
she starts to become assassin Arya.
This is her
She's like,
path now. She's
yeah.
like, yeah, I like this.
And I'm with a Hound. He can tell me how to kill people.
Yeah.
He'll show me the tricks of the trade.
Yeah, so basically the Hound's like giving her tips.
Yeah.
They're like creating
No
a
stupid
bond.
girl, do it this way.
Yeah. They run into people. Some of them are dying. Some of them aren't dead yet. People you don't really need to know.
Yeah. But they see the person who's essentially dying on the side of the
Right.
road, right?
Yeah.
The Hound wants to just take his money and
Right.
kill the guy
Right.
for mercy.
Which he does.
Mm-hmm.
So basically Arya's learning things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can kill people for mercy. You can also kill people to kill people.
Yeah. Sometimes it's fun.
Sometimes it's fun.
You can cross some names off your list.
Yeah. So they're going to the Vale.
Yeah.
Also.
They're like, oh, I'm going to give it to
Because-
your aunt now because we couldn't give it to your brother because he's dead
Right.
and your mom is dead. So she'll
Good.
buy you off of me.
Yeah. So they get to the Vale. And does he say it's Arya? I don't think so.
They say we're looking for
We're looking for...
Lyso, yeah.
And he's like, oh, she's dead.
And then Arya just starts
goes
laughing.
through. Arya's like, she's at post-traumatic stress at
Yeah.
this point.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, of course she's
Of
dead.
course. Now we're going to go on. Just keep going.
Just keep going. So at that point, like, the Hound has no reason to keep them. Like,
Yeah.
they're just hanging out at this point. And they're hanging out at a cliff. Oh, around some rocks around the
Yeah.
Vale. Arya's doing her water dance with the needle. And then who comes around the corner?
Hot pie. Oh, no. Brienne.
Brienne. But Brienne doesn't know who she is. She's just watching her do her little
Yeah.
sword dance. She's like, look at this little girl.
Look, she's going to be like me when she
gonna
grows
be
up.
like me. So
Women can do things too.
yeah, so she starts talking to her. They're asking, just having a conversation.
Having a chit chat.
Having a chit chat. And then the Hound comes around the corner. And Podrick's like, Brienne, the Hound, Clegane. And she's like, oh shit. She's like, you're Arya Stark. I was like, I
No.
swore to protect your mom. And she's like, well,
Is she dead? You suck.
why is she dead? Basically.
Yeah. And she's like, I'm taking the girl.
Yeah. And the Hound's like, over my dead body. And
Okay.
Brienne's like, okay.
And you get an epic,
It's
brutal
the best
battle.
fight ever in the whole.
It's more intense than the Viper and
Yeah,
Mountain
well,
fight, for
it
sure.
also lasts longer.
It's more of a street fight, just like,
It's great.
people getting punched.
I
And,
know.
Yeah.
So they're going at it, and finally, towards the end of the fight, Brienne just like pushes the Hound off a cliff,
Mm-hmm.
and the Hound goes like rolling down, and Arya goes to see him, and he's just like his bone in his legs popping
He's
out,
spitting up blood.
spitting up
yeah.
blood. He's obviously dying, and he's just laughing because he was like killed by a woman.
What are the chances?
And he's like, all right, now I'm ready. Kill
Yeah.
me. Scratch me off your list. And she like walks over to him, takes his gold, and then walks away.
And she doesn't kill him.
And doesn't kill him.
He's
And
like, damn it.
he's like, God damn it. He's just like screaming
Not
at her.
my day.
He's like, kill me. Kill me.
I guess that he's suffering more that way than if
Right.
she killed him. So she's let him suffer.
Yeah. So
And
she,
she's like, no, I'm not going with Brienne either.
nope.
I'm going to run away.
Yep.
I'm on a ship.
So Brienne and Podrick are looking for her. Arya takes his money, gets a horse, rides her way down to the water, and finds the captain of whatever ship.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, hey, can you take me to the wall? He's like, we ain't going to the wall. I was like, please take me to the wall. And he's like, no, we're going to Bravos. And she's like, oh,
Bravos?
snap, you going to Bravos? Okay, all right.
How are you going to pay for this?
Vahara Margulis.
Margulis. And she gives him
His
the coin,
coin.
and his whole attitude changes.
He's like, oh, yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
so you will have a cabin.
You will have a cabin and
Please.
the finest things.
Yes.
And she's like, yeah, I will.
Yeah. This is going to be a good day. So then she's off. Now she's off to
She's
go.
off to find Nahar.
The faceless man. Yeah, that guy.
Nahar Vargulis? No. Am I
That's-
saying the word again?
You're saying the word again, not the name. Old no-face guy.
Oh, no face
Yeah.
guy.
So she's going to train with him.
So that's going to be awesome in season 5.
So I don't want to ruin anything,
Mm-hmm.
but the Hound and Brienne never meet in the books.
I think I knew that.
That battle never takes place. He actually died. He gets, whenever she gets needle back,
Uh-huh.
that's the battle that he gets wounded in. Like, it's that quick.
Ew.
And That's when she leaves him, and she doesn't take the money from him.
Oh, okay.
And then later on, she regrets it.
Oh.
But she still doesn't kill him. She just lets him
No.
suffer and doesn't even take the money from him.
Right.
I guess it's a way to be like, see, I'm not like you.
Right.
I'm not going to take your money, and I'm going to,
Yeah.
not going to kill you for mercy.
Right.
But yeah, that never happens in the book. I think it's much better in the TV show
You
for
do?
sure
You like
than just
that?
him being killed in the first battle
Right.
when he meets the people.
No, it's nice. They get a nice little relationship.
So they kind of
going on.
combined like Brienne getting in that fight
Mhm.
with the Hound.
Mhm.
Like she does go around and she gets in other fights
Mhm.
throughout. Like she goes to a pub at one point and actually gets into a fight with some of the mountains men.
Mhm.
They get in this big fight, and actually Gendry's still around at this point, and
Oh.
Biter is attacking her, like biting her face, and Gendry saves her life. And,
Oh, wow.
And kills Biter. So there's a whole other side plot that never happens in the book, or that never happens in the TV show.
Wow.
But it's nice that Gendry saves somebody. I like Gendry. But,
I like Gendry.
Yeah. So
We'll see him one day.
one day. But yeah, they never meet in the book. They don't have this epic fight. It's
No.
much better in my opinion. The TV show, that version is
Yeah.
cool. I like that.
No, I like
storyline.
seeing Brienne in the Hound
Yeah.
battle. That's cool. I would like to see Brienne in the mountain fight. Well, I guess we should say.
No, we want the
at the
Clegane.
end,
We want the.
Clegane at the end of King's Landing, like the mountains, pretty much. He's
Oh yeah,
on the cusp of
there was
being
poison. There was poison on Oberyn's spear,
Mm-hmm.
and so he mortally wounded the
Yeah.
mountain, even though he didn't die right away.
Yeah.
And so that's when Cersei's.
Cersei takes him down to the new Maester, which Grand Maester Parcel hates, because he does
Dark magic.
dark magic
Mhm.
stuff. So the new Maester is like, I can fix him.
I know some things.
I know things.
And so he essentially sucks his blood out and gives him other stuff, and
He's like doing like a blood transfusion,
yeah,
I think.
and he essentially turns him into a zombie.
Oh, you won't know that till the next season.
Oh yeah,
Come on, Anna.
he essentially drains his blood and keeps him alive.
Anyways, back to the story. Let's talk about Dany.
Oh, Dany,
Daenerys.
she gonna free some more slaves.
She gonna free some more slaves. So they're headed to Adam's favorite, Marine.
Marie,
And apparently Marine
They
is
got some-
Slave City.
they got some slaves nailed up to boards and using them as direction posts.
Apparently they nail up these slaves and have their fingers point in the direction.
Hey, you're going the right way.
of
You want
Marine.
slaves? Come this way.
Come this
Go
way for
there.
some slaves. We treat our slaves well. And basically the first marker is this young girl who's
Yeah.
been put on the
Mhm.
post, and Daenerys goes batshit. She's like,
we're ending this.
she's like, you're gonna take all the slave collars off of all of them, and you're gonna bury them. She tells
Yeah.
her army,
Take them all down.
take them all down.
It's gonna take a while, but we need to do this.
Yeah. So they finally get there. She's got her army lined up in front of Marine. All of Marine's out, like watching
Mm-hmm.
her. And she basically tells them, "You can free your slaves, or I'm gonna kill you.
We're gonna attack you.
Shit's gonna go down." And then she throws these barrels into the city. They're like burst open, and like all they see is slave collars.
Look at this.
Look at what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
And so what she does is she sends Grey Worm, leader of the Unsullied,
Mm-hmm.
she sends him on an undercover mission to go find the slave quarters.
And essentially say, hey, take up arms with us and attack everybody in the village,
Right.
and you'll be free.
Yeah.
Just trust me, this woman's cool. She freed all of us.
Like, look,
She'll be good to you.
I'm free. I can leave whenever I want, but I choose to follow her.
Mhm.
It's a choice. So they're like, but how can we fight? We don't have any weapons.
This one bag has enough weapons for all of
For
you.
everyone.
He opens a blanket with like 8 swords. And then it's like, wow, now everybody has a weapon.
Great.
Perfect. And it
So-
works.
It does. They
Yeah.
go around killing their masters. She basically rounds up all the masters. She's like, how many of those slaves were on the mile markers? And Grey Worm's like 100 and like, what, something.
All right. Well, give me 100 and something masters to nail up on these.
Well, she basically doesn't say anything. She just looks at him. He's like, I got you.
I know what you want.
I know what you want.
Yeah.
And like, so they take all the masters and nail them up to the
Mm-hmm.
posts as the mile markers. So she basically takes over Marine.
Yeah.
That's where she stands. She's freed the slaves.
Yeah.
But there's still some people that have owned slaves that are still there,
Mm-hmm.
living in Marine. So now she's got to figure out how to be a queen. She knows how to free slaves very well.
That part she's got down.
She got that shit down.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently she ain't got the governing part down. So everyone in her last place that she conquered, they're not doing well.
Mm-hmm.
The masters are uprising.
They went right back to trying to own slaves again.
She's like, I can't have this. And basically, Jorah's like, look, you gotta govern. And she's like, you're right. How can I be a queen of King's Landing if I can't govern? So basically, now she's at a pit stop. She's like, look, I'm gonna learn some things. I'm gonna grow as a queen, and then I'll take King's Landing.
Yeah.
I'm not ready yet. So we get to see Missandei and Grey Worm's relationship sprout flowers.
Yes.
Missandei's teaching him how to speak the common tongue. And
he's giving her steamy glances.
Woo! Looking at her washing herself in the river.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I ain't mad about it.
Yeah, she doesn't stop.
No. And
she's like, all you can do is stare anyway.
What are you going to do? Can't do anything.
Yeah.
You're an unsullied.
That's right.
You've been unsullied. So they have a nice little moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dario comes around picking up Khaleesi.
He climbs up there, gets in her room.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm going to get naked.
Come on, let's do this.
She's like, all right.
I guess. We've been making flirty eyes. Let's do this.
He brought her some flowers, and she was like, okay.
I guess I could do that. And then Jorah's upset about that, of course, because he wants to be in her pants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Barristan finds out.
So then it's like, oh, he's been working, he's a spy the whole time.
Yeah, Barristan's like, you gotta tell her. And he's like, but come on, I didn't really.
Things are good now.
Things are good now. And he's like, no, you gotta tell her. And she's like, God damn it. So, of course, she finds out. And she's so mad. She's like her at this point.
Yeah.
That he was supposed to kill her.
He's betrayed her the whole time, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been lying to her.
Right. Of course, he hasn't,
Yeah.
Like,
he was never really committed to it.
Right.
But
she doesn't know.
She's like, out of here.
Like, you need to leave.
Go.
So he's been ghosted out of Marine. The dragons have been acting up.
Yeah. They're killing wildlife.
Drogon.
Killing goats and things.
Drogon's killing sheep. And then the last straw. Drogon kills
a child.
A little girl. And Daenerys is just heartbroken.
You gotta lock these dragons up. They're causing trouble. So she reluctantly.
So she can't find Drogon. Drogon's doing whatever.
He's gone.
He's
like, I'm a teenager like Sansa.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my own thing. He flies off.
The two responsible
sweet
dragons.
ones. Yeah.
Get put in a dungeon.
Yeah. With chains around their neck. She's putting them in chains, but she's freeing everybody else. Yeah.
It's very sad for her. They're screaming. They're like, Mom.
No, don't leave us. Yeah, so she has to lock them up.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
So I'm going to really quick do another tangent. So in the book, she hears about Jorah being a spy or whatever, but she forgives him. She's like, I'm going to pardon you. But he's kind of being a dick about it.
Why is he being a dick about it?
It's his whole attitude. And so then she's very calm at the beginning, but then she starts getting more irate with his attitude. Like, he's like how much he's done for her, and she's whatever. She would be nothing without him, essentially. And then she's like, fine, get out of here.
Just go.
And then he gets dragged out, like, screaming, saying, no. So they wrote that a little bit differently in the show than it's in the book. That storyline probably has the most deviations from the book in this one, because it's not a lot that happens, but almost everything that happens is different. It's the same basic idea.
Right.
But a lot of it is different and different character. And plus, Grey Worm and Missandei, there's nothing going on. She's like 8 years old in the book.
Oh. So, well, we 100% know she ain't 8 in
the
show.
Yes, exactly. But there's nothing that he doesn't learn to speak the common tongue. So they added that to it also, another layer. Right. So that, to me, in this one, that entire storyline is pretty different in the books.
Okay. I think it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Can an unsullied love when he can't do anything about it. So that's what's going on with Dany. Well, we'll start off with Stannis real quick. This is a real quick Stannis wrap up. So Stannis is headed to the Wall because the White Walkers are coming. But he ain't got an army. So Davos is like, oh, we'll just go to Bravos,
Take out a loan.
take out a loan, whatever.
Take a
They'll
mortgage
let
out
us.
on the Dragon's Keep, and
So they head over to Bravos, and they're like, you're not the king. Tommen is now the king. The Lannisters, we like their money. We ain't gonna give you nothing. And Davos does this nice little speech. Pretty much talks up Stannis. Like, you don't know what's happening.
he's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
He's trustworthy.
Yeah.
Loan him the money.
They're like, okay,
Sure.
we'll give you some money.
You don't have all of a hand. We trust you.
Right. So they're packing up. They're getting ready to go. Meanwhile, Stannis is now upping his fire game, burning people
more
alive.
people. Mm-hmm.
So apparently this will help him become king. Sacrificing them to the fire god will now give him power. So he's feeling pretty good about himself.
Yeah.
Melisandre and Stannis' wife have a moment where she's like, I told him not to bring Shireen. She's terrible.
I hate her.
And then Melisandre's like, no, she must go because she is the key to winning everything.
More on that later.
It was a creepy ass moment.
Yeah.
Melisandre's in a bath naked, and like the weird wife's like there talking.
Just
to
take a
him,
note. She's in the bath naked with no necklace on. Just saying that
Side
in
note.
case it comes up later on in a couple weeks. Just so you know.
Just so you know. So they're taking Shireen. Pretty much, it's a road trip for the whole family.
Mhm, yeah.
We're packing up the family, putting them on boats, getting the army. We're headed to the wall.
Yeah.
So what's happening at the wall?
Somebody came back to the wall last season.
Who came
was
back?
it? Oh, it was Jon Snow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jon Snow full of holes.
And he's like, there's some wildlings out there.
So the guy that's running things, Alistair Thorne.
Alistair Thorne, yeah. The old master in arms who everybody hated. He was a mean,
He's
evil
mean.
guy.
So he's running things now that Mormont's dead. And he hates Jon Snow.
Mhm. Pretty boy Jon Snow.
Pretty boy Jon Snow. So he doesn't believe anything Jon Snow says. But thank God
The maester's there.
Maester's there. Maester,
I believe the boy's correct. He may have done some things. We should take him seriously.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maester Aenon, is that it?
Targaryen. He's a Targaryen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, of course, they keep him around.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing shitty jobs. But he's telling them the wildlings are coming. The wildlings are
Yes.
coming.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, who busts in the door but the two Night Watch friends of Jon, the two brothers in arms. Those guys.
Those guys, they come in.
They come in, they're like, we escaped.
This guy's crazy. He took.
Marmont's like, this is all that went down so far. And Jon's like, we gotta go kill them.
You're on a mission.
We need to. And they're like, why do you need to go kill them? And like, because if Mance Rayder gets there and he finds out we ain't got the amount of guys that I told him that we got,
They're gonna really do us in.
yeah, they're gonna do something to our behinds.
Yeah.
like we need to do this. And so he's like, fine, you can find some guys, you can go do it. And so he gets a group of guys together. One of the guys is old man Bolton's dude.
Oh yeah.
He was
Who's
sent to
a
go
spy
find
for.
Bran and Rickon because they find out that Reek, who is Theon, but Reek has let some information slide to Ramsay.
Oh, those weren't really the Stark boys I killed. So now they're on the lookout.
So Bolton sends a dude that cuts Jaime's hand off to the wall to go find Bran and Rickon. So he goes with Jon. So he's with the group of guys that goes with Jon. So they go.
See the horrible, like, drinking out of skulls.
Ugh,
They're just like, women everywhere. This is great.
they're just raping those
Yeah.
poor daughter wives. And shit's going down. Of course, Bran is there. They found Bran with Hodor and Mira and Jojen.
Jojen, yeah.
So they capture him. They throw him.
Got him locked up in a shed out in the back.
Yeah.
Tied up.
They find out that he's Jon Snow's brother. So they're like, we're keeping you. So Jon gets there, and they see what's going down, and they attack.
They go for it.
They go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Bolton's dude finds Bran, doesn't tell Jon about it.
Yeah.
Keeps it on the DL. So while Jon and them are fighting off the rogue Night Watch dudes, the Bolton guys trying to kidnap Bran. Of course he can because he can't walk.
He can't walk. Yep.
So what Bran does is he wargs into Hodor.
There we go. And the most
Hodor smash.
the most epic neck break ever.
Ugh.
Just like one hand
It's so good.
breaks the guy's neck. Yeah. It's a pretty good scene.
It's a good scene.
And
So
then Hodor's like, what did I do?
he's like,
He wake, hey, Hodor.
and then Bran sees Jon fighting, and he's like, "Should I tell
He's
him
like,
I'm
no,
here?
I can't. I gotta go
Should
see
I
the
tell him
three-eyed
I'm here?"
raven.
He's like, "I can't." So they leave,
Mm-hmm.
but Jon's still there, and he's fighting him off. They finally kill off all the Night Watch
Yeah.
guys that abandoned them, and they save the daughter wives.
Yep.
Prior to that, the last baby boy of Craster's is sent to the woods.
The sacrifice that he
The
always had to make.
sacrifice.
So they take him there. This is when we get to see what's going on. So they take the baby,
They take the baby,
and the White Walker
the White Walker
comes up, takes him away,
and then rides forever.
back to an ice village.
It looks like
Elsa's
they're in
castle.
like the North Pole or something. Walks into this cave,
Mm-hmm. And
places
then,
the baby on this altar,
and then we see the Night
and
King.
we see the legit Night King.
Mm-hmm. He
Pick
looks
up
at the
the
baby,
baby.
and he's like, yes. Touches his forehead, and the baby's
Turns him into a
White Walker.
White Walker.
Yeah,
but
he
like,
makes them.
But like the high end White Walkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the First Man.
Mm-hmm.
Turns them into like the high powering ones.
Yeah.
So that's what Craster's been doing this entire time.
He's been
Feeding the
essentially
army.
creating the army for
Yes.
him. Wow.
What an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
So Jon heads back.
But then like, let's all go back to the wall.
Yeah.
So then
They're preparing.
they gotta
for
fortify
fight.
the walls. The wildlings are coming.
There's a kid that comes running up to the wall. Ollie.
Mm-hmm.
Ollie tells him
The
there's
Thanes.
wildlings on the other
The
side.
Thanes killed my dad.
Yeah.
The other wildlings did. They're on this side too. And they bring him in. And
So
then
it's getting close. They're
Mhm.
like narrowing in on the wall, and so you get this epic battle.
and then it's like, oh look, mammoths and giants. It's this
Both sides.
epic battle.
So like Ygritte and Tormund on the other side of the wall come through they're like start attacking the gates, and then everyone that's up at the wall is starting to defend the north side of the wall from mass radar.
And then Mance comes.
radar.
Yeah, he comes, and they all start trying to attack from the south.
Right.
This big, huge army.
It's a fantastic battle.
Yeah.
Like
They have the big
they're-
scythe that comes down and chops the people off
Ugh.
the wall. You
They're
got
throwing barrels over.
giants trying to come into the gate.
They're
It's-
ramming the gate with this
Yeah.
mammoth. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
The whole thing is great.
This massive giants trying
The
to get through the
giants are
tunnel.
great.
Yeah.
Um,
In the books, they don't wear clothes.
oh, okay.
Just matted fur. They're like big. They're the big Sasquatches.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, interesting. Just
So, the Alistair Thorne who's manning the top of the wall finds out that they're not doing so hot downstairs. So he's like, okay. So he leaves Janice
Slint in charge. He was the
who's
Knights
a dumb
King's Guard.
fuck.
Yeah, and he like pees his pants. He's like, I can't be here,
I
and he
can't do
runs
that.
away.
He runs away and he goes hides out with Gilly
Yeah.
in the closet.
So John's like, fine, I'll take the lead.
John's like, fuck. All right, let's do this.
Mhm.
So John is like leading the top of the wall. He sends some dudes down to guard
the tunnel gate.
the tunnel
thing, yeah.
gate
That's
against
where
one of the giants.
the giant gets
makes
through
it
pretty
in.
good,
But
and then he gets killed.
not too far.
Yeah.
And basically,
And then it's like, oh, but we protected from this side, but this
Right.
army's just too much down the south. I don't know what we're gonna do.
right. So what happens is John goes downstairs. He's now going to lead some guys to
Mhm.
go fight down there because he knows how to fight wildlings.
Yeah.
He was a wildling.
Yeah, he knows how they
to do
fight.
it. So he's down there fighting. He's like fighting the asshole wildling who wants to eat people.
Oh, the big cannibal guy with scars in his
Ugh.
face.
So he's
And
fighting
then he hits him in the head with a hammer.
Ugh.
Boom.
Boom. And then he turns around and he sees Ygritte. And she's got an arrow pointing at him.
Ah, it's such a lovely moment.
He's like, oh,
You're
I
back.
love you, Ygritte. And then all of a sudden, shot through the heart.
And
Ollie kills Ygritte.
the little boy whose father was killed by wildlings.
Ygritte. I mean, his father was killed by Ygritte.
Yeah.
So it's fair that he kills Ygritte.
And then he
but
it's like he
still.
almost waves at John,
He,
like,
like-
look what I did.
No, he like does the head up. He's like, yeah,
I got your back.
you. And he's like,
You totally want me to do that. I get it. Yeah.
so poor Ygritte, the love of John's life
Yeah.
at this very moment,
So we have a sad moment there.
dies.
Dies.
He's upset at this point.
Hmm. And the battle's still going on
Still
on
going
the south
on.
side.
They finally cut the wildlings down to like a handful of them inside the gates.
Mhm.
Tormund, one of them,
Yeah. Capture him alive.
capture him alive. And he's like, he tells Sam, he's like, I'm going to go talk to Mance Radar. And he's like, I'm going to fucking kill him. That we don't have the dudes.
Yeah.
He's outnumbering us. I'm going to go kill him. So he goes into the camp.
And he's like, never mind, I'm just going to drink with you.
Mance is like, just drink with me. And he's like talking to him. They're having a nice conversation. And then John looks over at the knife and he's like, oh, I get it. You want to kill
why you're
me.
here.
You're going to kill me in my own camp?
Mm-hmm.
Jon Snow. And then all of a sudden, what do you hear?
Big force of Stannis' men. Like, we're going to save the day.
Stannis comes to save the day.
Mm-hmm.
They take Mance, throw him into jail. Stannis was going to kill him.
Yeah.
And John was like, look.
Don't do it.
And then Stannis is like, what would your dad do? And he's like, he would take him prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay. Takes him prisoner. And that's pretty much at the wall.
Yeah.
We're at a standstill at this point. Stannis is here to save the day.
That's right.
They now have a bunch of men at the wall.
Mm-hmm.
The Wildling War is over.
Yeah. They broke that army.
Broke that army.
Mm-hmm.
So next season, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Stuff's going to happen from everywhere.
This is where it starts.
So last but not least.
Finally.
Bran finally makes it to the Three-Eyed Raven.
Mm-hmm. Not before being attacked by zombie skeletons.
The apparently children of the forest
Are still alive.
who were supposed to be dead like years ago.
Yeah.
One of them guides them into the tree,
Yeah.
dodging the crazy.
And they break out Molotov
Skeleton
cocktails
things.
and start like throwing these fire bombs. And they blow them all up.
I guess they're guarding the tree or
Yeah.
something.
Well, there's a spell on the tree, so that nothing can get into the tree, right?
Right.
So essentially make it to the tree where the Three-Eyed Raven is.
Right.
Jojen dies in the process.
Jojen, he knew he was going to die
Yeah.
the entire time.
Yeah.
Mira is very upset about it. He's like, you gotta go.
You gotta go. Leave me.
Leave me. So she does. One casualty down.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
They go into this creepy cave,
Underneath the tree.
Underneath
so there's
the
a bunch
tree.
of roots and stuff.
and then you see this. I don't even know how to describe.
It's an old man in a tree.
Old man in a tree.
Wrapped up in
Like,
roots.
yeah, wrapped up in roots. Hey, you knew how to describe
Yeah.
it. Good job. Yeah.
So Bran crawls over to him and he's like, "You had Three-Eyed Raven." He was like, "Yep, that's me."
I finally made it.
Basically tells them, "You have a destiny and things are going to change for you." And then Bran's like, "Oh, am I going to walk again?" No. He's like, "No, but you'll fly."
Wow.
And that's how it ends.
That's how it ends.
So I take it as he is going to warg into a dragon and fly.
I hope so. Fingers crossed.
I hope to God.
You can't see it, but both of them are crossed now.
Like he can warg after. Okay, I'm gonna spoil a little bit. In season 5, he learns how to warg like other animals.
Yeah.
But he can't just mean a bird. Like he's gotta mean a dragon.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I need to see Bran as a dragon.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna happen.
If this doesn't happen in season 8, I'm
As
going to flip
An
tables.
ice dragon.
Stop ruining it for everyone.
What? That doesn't ruin anything.
Mm-hmm. So that's season 4. It's one of my favorite seasons.
It's a great season.
It's a great season.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff happens.
Next
season's gonna be a little downer.
A lot of critical deaths happen in that season.
It
Probably the
does.
most.
It
Like the
does.
most impactful deaths
Yeah.
happen in that season.
Mm-hmm.
So I highly recommend it if you like deaths.
It's great. There's lots of
Yeah.
battles, lots of killings, lots of stuff happening.
Really quick.
Mhm.
Jojen is still alive in the books. He doesn't die.
What?
Yeah. Just throw that out there.
I would love to have Jojen still
Yeah.
alive. Why does he have to die?
Dramatic.
No.
So what are we doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow, we're doing True Detective Season 3.
Oh, yeah. We're
Final
going to
True
complete the
Detective.
True Detective binge-a-thon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been an HBO month.
It's been HBO month. It'll be good.
That's not a bad thing.
No. And then in 2 weeks, we'll have Season 5 for you.
Yes.
Debbie Downer Season 5.
There we go.
It's a downer of a season.
Mhm.
I mean, a lot happens in it. There's some really good stuff that
Yeah,
happens too.
I can't wait to watch it again.
Yeah. But also some Debbie Downer shit happens.
Mhm.
We didn't touch on Reek, but
He's still a dick.
he's just being a dick.
Yeah. Oh,
Ramsey takes
Theon's-
over something. I don't
Theon's sister tries to save him,
know. Oh, yeah. That.
but he's so scared that he doesn't go with her. And then she's like, fuck, why'd I come out here?
That's basically
That's
all you
basically
need to
all
know.
that happened, yeah.
So poor Theon is Reek and living in torture with Ramsey.
Mhm.
But Ramsey finally becomes a Bolton. So at
Yes,
this
he's
point,
legitimate.
Ramsey is now Ramsey Bolton.
Mm-hmm.
So we will.
That'll continue next season.
Yes.
Yep.
So if you've been listening to our Game of Thrones podcasts and you listened to last week,
Mm-hmm. There's a little Easter egg.
there's a little Easter egg. We messed up on a name.
You
can tell us what name. There's a prize in it.
post a comment?
Post a comment in any of our comment spaces.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, our website,
Instagram.
whichever ones. And maybe you'll get a special prize.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's how we're fixing this mistake.
I mean, no, this is totally
This
intentional.
is totally intentional. So thank you guys for listening. If you enjoy this episode, please like, subscribe, and share. If you want to leave a comment about how you think Bran's probably going to warg into another flying object, let me know. I don't think it'll be...
A stork is totally a stork.
It's totally a stork.
Mhm.
Okay.
When he's delivering Jon and Daenerys' baby.
Oh, okay.
That's what's going to happen.
We will see you, bingers, next week.
Bye.
Bye.